what you saw, did it have any connection to what you experienced in your early days?
No, this was something I had never experienced. But it comes out and it'll sit there and wait for me to see if I'm going to leave the beach. And it's like a ghoster. Yeah. And it'll follow me down the beach if I walk down the beach. And it'll follow me back. And it'll go back under the clubhouse if it thinks I'm going back in the cave. Yeah.
Welcome back to Paranormal Impact. This is an interesting story, and it is another person very close to me that will be sharing the details of their alien encounters in a cave out in San Francisco, California. My brother, William Evans, is going to share his interesting and very strange personal encounters with an alien and some other demonic creatures. Let's take a listen while he shares his paranormal impact story.
My name is William. My friends call me Keys. Or people that should have to disrespect it. They call me King Keys. What's it called? You just did. I'm 43 years old. I'll be 44 this June. I have 2 children. 6 sisters. This is horrible. And 2 brothers, 2 younger brothers. And as my sister already mentioned, I'm the second oldest, 9 siblings. I'm really appreciative and excited for my sister's career in paranormal research. We did grow up together, so I'm sure she's told you about the incidents when they were kids. While we used to live by a cemetery, the encounters that we've had. I've also had some as an adult. I live in San Francisco. I'm born and raised here in Kansas City, but I live in San Francisco, and along the coastline, I see pretty cool stuff, especially in the sky. If you're there, you see it yourself, you know what I'm talking about. That I have spoken with other people that said they've seen the same thing, and I started questioning people at first, Lorraine.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to make sure I wasn't completely nuts. So I kind of went on a question spree along the coastline the next day to see if what I had saw, other people had saw, and the people that I spoke with verified that
What you hadn't seen was real.
And exactly what they had saw as well.
So William is getting ready to share with you guys a very, very traumatizing
and
unbelievable experience. And I think I even remember when you called me about it and you were sending me videos. He was actually sending me some videos of his sightings that he had when he was in California. And just looking at the videos, I was like, there's just no way. It was just the sequence of what I was seeing, and the images in the video were unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I'm not sure how much of the footage you got, and I was hoping that you got as much as I sent you, because it was really dark on the ones that I had sent. But to kind of see yourself when you go paranormal research, so I know you could sit through and brighten things in the video and show you the color brain.
A little skewed.
Very candy review. But your gadget scares.
But what I had saw was what people would consider unidentified objects. But these weren't your average ones. Like them. Or what I mean by average, there's like, you know how people say they see flying discs and maybe little alien egghead man with big old eyes. These were like clouds, but they were lined up in a row, and they were spaceship. Like every cloud, individual cloud would look like clouds, were exactly the same, and there were hundreds of them. And they were probably within a good maybe 50 feet right above me.
So just to get an idea of this location. So you left Kansas City. He's a Kansas City native, obviously, because, we're siblings. moved to San Francisco in California, took residency there, has actually kind of a decorated past. Let me give you a little bit more detail and insight to my brother's lifestyle. He's a certified chef and has traveled quite a bit throughout the United States and seen a lot, experienced a lot, just been exposed to a lot. And in this area in San Francisco, you're very comfortable with that area. You like being in San Francisco. It's much better.
The ocean beach, the resources there are amazing. They get things done a lot quicker than they do in Kansas City. Say if I was, looking for that job or something like that.
Yeah.
And the way the city manages things is just astounding. So that's why I moved to California. As I said that I have too much against my native home city.
Yeah.
But I mostly I enjoy the coastline, and that's where I can see most of the coolest stuff happen at night.
So you're on this coastline. You took up residence in San Francisco. So being out there and seeing what you've seen, you said you've seen UFOs, which a lot of ufologists and scientists, they would refer to UFOs as UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena. If anybody's ever heard of that, extraterrestrials. So you've seen these. Did you ever believe in extraterrestrials, UFOs before?
Before that, yes, mainly because there's hundreds of trillions of stars in the universe and in our galaxy here. And I would just think it would be impossible through all those stars that support life for there not to be another little planet. So sometimes I think that we're the extraterrestrials and maybe somebody from another nearby planet looks at us. It's the same as we would be strange to them as they are strange to us. So, you see things that aren't in another light, like a starlight. Then you maybe understand, it's a two-sided street when it comes to, consider what is extraterrestrial. So yes, to answer that question, sister. Plus the movies and stuff, I can't.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of movies that have kind of set a tone for what we're experiencing right now or what was to come in the future. There's been so many movies out that we watch together, apart, and we've been able to actually make connections to some of the claims and reports that people are having to the movies out there.
Yeah.
Just like a movie in particular, Batteries Not Included. I just did an interview on that one.
And that was a really old movie.
Yeah, that's 1987. Now, that's so old. We was born in the 80s, right? He's born in the 80s. So, yeah, so you still have that nostalgia feel with watching some of those older movies.
Yeah, like E.T. Extraterrestrial. Yeah, there's that Cluey. Johnny Five talking about it.
Just that movie there.
It's just
Yeah. The train is my favorite part. It's Ocean Beach. It's a street called Latai. And the Ocean Beach is the name of the bus that goes out to Ocean Beach. So the bus tells you exactly where you're going, and then you hit Street La Playa, and what it says it'll say La Playa, Ocean Beach, and you'll like kind of announce it when you get to that part of the area. So you know exactly where to get off. And when you do, you'll see the coastline. It's beautiful out there. When you look to your right, when you cross the street, you're on a straight highway before you get to the coastline. And then as soon as you cross the street, they get to the sand. You look to your right, you'll see a cliff house. Now, under that cliff house, there's a cave. And I like to go in there and like kind of shake the sand.
Yeah.
And make little couches and stuff out of it. I spend quite a bit of time in there.
Yeah.
It said the fires are not supposed to collapse, but I do it in the way because it's cold.
Yeah.
But I was in there one night and I had this little glass. It's like a lens, or maybe almost like a candle with a star. And it was daytime there. And I looked through it, and behind me I could see faces in the rocks. And it kept shifting and changing as I was looking through the lens. And they looked like diners and vehicles. It was pretty terrifying.
So what time, at what time of the day were you seeing these demonic?
It was late afternoon. It was getting dark. Now, any person with half a brain probably had electric gaze. And I got no over hat, so but I know serious. I stayed because the way our mother raised us is it pretty much to be fearless, and our spirits are pretty strong when it comes to our belief in our faith in God. So we got the kind of spirits of the Lord. That's why there are most times where you're free from feeling guilt, things like that. So we don't really fear things like that. So that made me want to stay and see, check it out. But man, I thought about you, and that's when I sent you the video. I was like, she's going to probably get a kick ass of this.
I did, and it was so late, and you're 2 hours behind. So when you send stuff, it's probably 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning for me.
Right. So never, hey, everyone's scared.
Yeah, but you still did, and I still answered, and I still responded, and to kind of pull back a little bit on that element of fear that you say we don't have. We have been through so much to where being afraid was something that was pushed behind us. Fear didn't exist.
It was maybe college.
And considering all of the layers of things that we were exposed to at a young age, going through what we went through, fear was the last thing that we would try to go again. We didn't really look fear in the eyes and worry away from it. So
that was our fear.
Yes. And I've mentioned that in several of my interviews and conversations that I feared my father more than I did anything else. And that is real. I fear him more than anything. So I could see your hesitance to want to leave that cave because you saw something. What you saw, did it have any connection to what you experienced in your early days?
No, this was something I had never experienced before. This was something different to me. It made me a little nervous because I couldn't understand the entity itself, but it didn't seem like it was trying to harm me in any way or trying to push me out. I didn't see progressing, so I wanted to learn more about it. And I wouldn't say we became like friends, but it got comfortable with me being there, and it started doing something really, really kind of cool every time I left the beach. I'm hesitant on telling people this because it's just so unbelievable. There's this huge ship under the cliff house, and it's like never there. Like people would not see it during the daytime, but when I walk out of the cave under the cliff house, sometimes at night, I mean, it looks like almost like a precursor. That's how it's usually is. It comes out, and it'll sit there and wait for me to see if I'm going to leave the beach, and it's like a ghost ship. Yeah, and it'll follow me down the beach if I walk down the beach, and it'll follow me back, and it'll go back under the cliff house if the things we went back in the cave. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why when you get a chance, I want you to cover yourself because there's cover and check it out.
I'm definitely going to have to make a visit there. And I'm going to that cave. Hopefully they have him get off
Well, it is collapsing, so you might want to.
Oh, that is another thing you mentioned too. That it was starting to collapse and rise.
Yep. The front entrance has collapsed, but there's still a back entrance that will collapse because the cliff house sits on top of it. So the city has to make sure it still stands.
At any point with, and I know we've got this protective armor to fear. At any point did you start to feel afraid?
When I first got there, yeah, it was a little fearful. Because it was like, I think that you were, whatever the entities are or whatever it consists of, I think they had like some kind of security protocol thing. You know, ocean water came rushing in while I was still in the cave, and like tons of, and I can't swim. And even if I could, when a cave fills up with ocean water, then you can't get out. The water is just going to keep being in the cave. So that happened to me one day. But it wasn't a night. It was just under enough water so where I could stick it out without drowning. So, at first, well.
So you say,
Well, I think it was, I don't even think y'all said that. Well, I think it was more of a security protocol because the entities were still trying to get to the rope. Like, sit there around and see what my intentions are. Because they may have had a lot of people could around those bad things, that repression, I stay.
was that the same that you died after so long of being around that you felt like they didn't want their environment to be disturbed?
Yeah. Yes, like I said at first, like maybe the first couple of first 6 or 7 months. After that, I didn't go back down there for almost to get in there. After a while, I went back down there and started heading out to the cave, setting fires and things like that. And once in a while, I would see the days come out the sky. And then I would see the ship at night come out from under the cliff house and follow me down. And I swear, for the longest, Marie, I thought I was just tripping out, and I started asking, "Do you see this ship sit right?" They said, "Yeah, I see it." I said, "Okay."
So they saw other people was able to see it too. So so the other people that were able to see it, had they visited that same cave a lot?
A lot of people don't go in. I found out a lot of people don't go in the cave for that very reason. And they questioned me. They're like, "Are you going in that cave?" I said, "Yeah." So when they were going to spit this out, I'm not going.
So this cave had a history. It had a very,
A lot of people say they went in the cave and they came out in their place.
like another dimension or something? Okay. I've heard that. I've heard that they're all over. There's these portals that are all over, and they're starting to become more and more visible. People are starting to say they've experienced intergalactic transfers and being transferred from one realm to the next and then coming back. And then some people even say they came back and they couldn't remember anything.
Mm-hmm. I spoke with this one guy one day. This was about a year ago. He brought a show, and I was in the cave, and I don't know, he started digging. And I'm like, "What the heck is this?" I'm sitting there, I'm drinking out there, and I'm on a cold, looking at the, I keep my bin speaker and stuff. I'm listening to Bob Marley. He says, "Hey, can I ask you something?" I clicked my speaker, I put on call, and I said, "Yeah, what's up? What's going on?" And he said, "Do you know where you're at?" I said, "Yeah, San Francisco or Ocean Beach." He said, "No, you're not." And kept digging. Yes, that's the same look I had on my face, too. He looked me dead in my eyes and said, "No, you're not." At that time, I had no clue what he was talking about. And so I walked out of the cave one day. I looked around, and it was like the sand was on the opposite side and the ocean was on the other side. No kick. It was like everything has turned.
Reversed?
Yeah. And I'm like, "What?" I said, "No, I'm just, maybe I look too much." But I looked again, and then switched back. I said, you know what? I said, okay, I'm going to stop drinking for a while. See me, I'm tripping. But it happened again a few more months after that. Switched off. Like the sand was over there, the ocean was over there. So like I'm standing over there looking at the ocean over there when it's supposed to be reversed. And yeah, I've been this is pretty cool stuff. So I've been very hesitant to tell you about it. And I really wish you could say that I said, "Read."
I have to come check this out because I never knew you. I knew you went through some things. I didn't know the layers of everything that you went through. Did you ever feel comfortable telling anybody about what you saw in the cave?
I'm glad you asked me that question. Yes, I felt mainly comfortable telling myself, and no.
So you kept it to yourself because you felt like, well, people would look at you like he was nuts. They wouldn't believe me.
I am nuts, but that's not the point here. The point is, yes, I thought people think I was nuts and ruined my chances of ever getting a girlfriend. Right?
So with that experience, because we're gonna call this segment the cave. You said that you went into the cave, right? You came out. The gentleman was in there. He was digging it. He made it a point to tell you that you don't know where you're at. And that...
In so many words, yes. He asked me if I knew where I was at. I got kind of offended, like, okay, because people started calling me the caveman. I was spending so much time in there.
Yeah.
And so I guess people, thought I was kind of nuts. I just lived in a damn cave. So that's how I kind of took it at first. Well, do you know where you're at? Kind of like, on the offensive side. But what he was really saying is, do you know where you're at? It's question mark.
Like, do you really know?
A creepy, kind of when you realize that, yeah, of course, San Francisco, Ocean Beach, we cave. He said, no, you're not. Get diggy.
Did you ever see that mayor again?
Never saw him again.
What did he look like?
He was an African-American male, approximately 5'7". He was wearing a striped dress shirt. He was wearing blue jeans, dress shirt. He was just a bit taller than me, kind of skinny kind of guy.
Did he look like he was dressed like from this era? Or did he look like how some people have tattoos?
That's a good question. He looked like he was wearing thrift store clothes, but he was caught up today. He was dressed for the beach.
Oh,
kind of beaches. I don't know, his sleeves are rolled up. But what freaks me out the most is when I found out why he had the shovel. When I was doing the sculpting, I like to sculpt things out of sand, the dirt, and things like that, especially fire pits and stuff like that while on the beach. He was digging up one of his friends to make sure they were still there. He had buried one of his friend's remains. They had been cremated. They were in the box. And he was digging, and I guess he never found them.
So what I did. Okay. So, wait, when he was in the cave, count for the box, not the whole thing. That's what you really. So when he was in the cave digging, you had a conversation with him. You asked him, "What are you digging?"
Yeah.
And then he told you.
Yeah. So he was looking for his friend's remains.
I know that. Well,
It freaked me out at first, but not at first, because I thought the guy was just kind of nuts. I'm like, okay, maybe you don't know where the heck you're at, buddy, because this is Ocean Beach, San Francisco. And he said it again. He said, no, it's not. And I didn't catch on to that for maybe almost a whole day that he was trying to say. And when I walked out of that cave and I seen everything backwards,
yeah.
Then I knew what the heck he was talking about. So yeah, sister, you're gonna want to come check out that cave.
So, gosh.
Plus, it's really beautiful out there. You wouldn't like it.
Yeah. California, I've been to certain parts of it. I haven't been to San Francisco, but it definitely is. It's just like a harmless, you know? Oh. But man, I didn't know that you were just holding all this stuff in like this.
Who's they supposed to tell? My sister, who's a paranormal researcher? If I had like,
Go on, maybe hope. You know, because you told me some stories, but just the layers of all the things that you went through is so shocking to me. But it kind of reminds me of so many different movies where people were telling and sharing their stories, and people weren't believing them. And especially a lot of these coastal stories where people were saying what they saw. There was a movie, I can't remember the name of it, but there was a person who was going through this. It was kind of like a reverse portal. Like they would go inside of something and then it was almost like a forest. They would go in a certain part of the forest and it reversed. And it turned everything backwards.
I don't know about that movie.
Yeah.
I do like sci-fi.
Yeah.
It sure was a Stargate.
No. I think it's a newer movie. I'll have to look it up and send it to you. And it is about a black family. And they went into the woods and everything will be reversed.
Is it called The Woods?
No, it's not. It's and I just seen it maybe last year.
You're going to be sending it to me?
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you. But it's interesting because when it goes through this little section with this, it has an arch. And the arch is made of some of the tree branches in the woods. And once they go through that arch, everything is reversed. And then,
something similar.
yeah, and it's a wife and a husband. And then if you go through certain parts of it, it reverses. It reverses the timeline. It reverses the scenario, the visual. Everything is reversed. So it's interesting you make that point to say that everything was reversed because a lot of people have been saying that has been happening to.
Yeah, and this is one thing I'd like to make clear before we end this session is that people, I know there's a lot of people out there that have seen and experienced some stuff, and the things that are true are the less likely or the least likely to be honored as the truth or looked at as true. And so I'd like to say to the people out there who've seen and experienced things from seeing angels, to dark entities, to demons. Don't turn back or hold back on the truth. You know what's true and you know what you saw. Tell her. She's with.
Yeah, this is definitely the platform for you to share your experience without feeling like you don't have a voice anymore, and feeling like your truth is irrelevant or it doesn't matter. This is the platform about you, or it's not true. So this is why this is so important, because the things that people consider not normal is normal in this world. And, you know, and like you said, the one thing that you want people to know is don't be afraid to tell what you've experienced. It's just
Be afraid what you do. I saw what you experienced. Yes.
So before we end the session, there is one thing that you didn't mention. You have your cave stories. You have your experience of seeing the gentleman and then him telling you it's not where you're at. And then you said that there were things that you started seeing in the sky.
Yes. Clouds ain't clouds, stars ain't stars. I told people that before, and they had no idea what I was saying. But there were people that were staying on the beach. I said, some of the people that I've spoken with on the beach, that's expect. Yeah, and that has spent, many, many nights out there before you start to see. When you look in the sky, especially if you lay flat on your back, which it's hard not to want to lay on your back to see all the beautiful stars, especially at the summertime. You'll start to see the stars kind of moving around.
Yeah.
And first I thought they were drones, but they're way too far up there to be drones.
Yeah.
And I said, the clouds ain't clouds. Sometimes at night and during the day, you'll see the clouds. They'll move and they'll line up like spaceships in a row, like infantry. It's really cool. I mean, I gotta be able to report everything. And it's really easy to miss it because it doesn't last that long. And getting the right shot on the camera phone is maybe impossible. So that's why it's really hard for people to believe. But I'm gonna do my best to try to get a couple of shots of that live blubber if you came out to. That's why I'm just visually.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be long enough to catch your glimpse.
Yeah. And I'm definitely gonna have to bring my equipment too, so I can document some of that. What would you say is the most emotionally derailing part about your experiences that you want people to know?
Emotionally derailing. I'm not sure how to answer that question, but I know that getting emotionally derailed had a lot to do with mainly with humans. Humans will throw you off and make you emotionally detached to a lot of things. So, yeah. And not so much with entities and things in the sky and the things that I've seen or experienced. More so in people. I've had some very bad experiences with people when it comes to sharing things like that. So it makes me emotionally detached. And it kind of derailed.
Yeah. But any of those experiences that you had in the cave, in California, on the beach, would you say those were the scariest?
No, not in the cave, not on the beach. No, they was very surprising. Yes, the scariest was when I was a kid.
Okay. So let's unpack.
It's in your book.
So if you want to share your experience directly with people, and then, we can kind of end it up from there. But I definitely want them to know what happened to you when you were a kid.
Sure.
So tell the viewers and the listeners your version of the story.
Oh, okay. I was taking a coup. I was probably about maybe 10 or 11 years old. She was still little. And we used to live next to a cemetery. And we're on the second story of where our bathroom was at. Was a second story window right next to the toilet. So there's no stairs or balconies back there. So you'd have to be a story and a half feet tall to get up to that window. And I seen something glowing with eyes hovering. Just hover right up to the window and look me dead in my eyes. And I got up off the toilet with the toilet paper stuck to my butt and ran out of the bathroom screaming and crying into the living room. And I stayed in there and I didn't go in that bathroom again because what I saw was real. And we were kids.
And we were kids, and there was a lot of stuff that went on in that house, and it was unimaginably scary.
Oh, yeah. Some of the things that you saw, I didn't get a chance to see because we're in and out, with different times. But, your big brother's there. I wasn't the ghost, but I'm not with my sister.
Yeah. It was always this person experiencing this one's experiencing that. If sometimes they crossed over at the same time, but we didn't always get to share that exact experience in the same moment. But nonetheless, all of our experiences were impactful to our life as a child, and they have shaped us as adults to where we don't look at things in a neglectful perspective or judgmental perspective. We're very, very, very open to what people share, to what they've been through because of what we've experienced.
Correct.
Is there anything else that you would want people to know about you when it comes to these encounters? And having been through everything that you've been through, is there anything specific that you want people to just know about you?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful Asian woman. My name is Jaspafa. I've carried. that I'm a genuine person all around. Easy to talk to and easy to, how do you say, I'm more understanding than your average person. I'm a good listener, so it wouldn't be too difficult or difficult at all to communicate with me, or you wouldn't have to like convince me to believe something. I feel like if you have to convince somebody or feel like you have to begin to convince somebody, then that's unnecessary in the first place, and there's no truth or honesty in having to be to convince someone. What is the point of you conversating with someone if you have to convince them anyway?
Right.
So
Right.
that, and I'm always open for suggestions, questions, comments, or concerns. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
If you are in the San Francisco area and you know exactly that location that William is mentioning and you've been there and you want to share your experience of that cave, can you tell them again exactly where approximately it's located?
Well, it's 130 degrees west, and I don't know.
Like landmarks, like basic landmarks.
Oh, where you have to, the Great Highway is, you have to cross the Great Highway, which is not, it's not like it's gonna be, like this active highway. It's like shut down with it, because of the coastline. So it's only like how could I say, like 2 miles up off the coastline. The Great Highway is active, but it's not like it's a 2-lane highway, but it's not like the highways we go.
It's not a busy.
Right. It's not like super busy, so you can cross like
just in case some of the
to get to the site,
to that area. So just in case all those.
Well, if you pull a playa up on the map, or either 48th and La Playa, you'll see the coastline, and then you'll see the Cliff House, and it should say Cliff House on Google Maps. You'll see the Cliff House, and right under the Cliff House, there's the cave I mentioned. Essentially,
just for those thrill seekers and those paranormal enthusiasts who want to see or experience the cave. I'm really fascinated about this cave. I've got to visit it. I'm really excited to go to San Francisco, not just to see the cave, to see my brother as well, and just to be out there and hang out. Because we did hang out for a little bit when I was in California. The last time I was out filming, I was in Los Angeles. Yeah, I was out filming. So, but yeah, I've definitely got to get out there to this cave. So, bro, thank you for coming on the show, sharing your. Gosh, I don't even have it.
Thank you for having me.
It's spectacular. It's eerie. I got so many different emotions about what you just told me. Your story.
Are you freaked out and excited?
I'm freaked out and excited, and I'm just in awe because I never knew that you experienced all of this.
Yeah,
and it's different paranormal experiences, not just one experience. We're talking about a portal experience, an experience of seeing extraterrestrials, demonic experience. Like, there were so many different paranormal encounters, and I'm just.
Well, I looked at it like this. I'm like, well, my sister has a paranormal research show, and I've had all these experiences. Now, this doesn't look good, so just trying to get ratings or something.
It actually is exactly what people need to hear. It is the truth.
Yeah, it is the truth.
And they need to hear the truth because these experiences are real. You're not the only person that has shared an experience. You just happen to be one of those individuals who have had a multitude of different paranormal encounters. And to be able to share that and all the different layers of it is phenomenal. And
well, now you know.
And now I know. And now the viewers and the listeners know. So, William, thank you for coming on Paranormal Impact and sharing such a truly impactful story where everyone here has a safe space to share their experiences. So, Paranormal Impact, where strange is normal.